Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good week in the market. It's Friday, August 5th. We're going to review the 0-day options today. I took on SPY in the small account challenge. Friday grind day. Got to be careful. It's always almost always designed to just trap. So it's a good day to just kind of do other stuff and kind of glance at your phone and see if there's anything going on. Today there was one setup in the morning that was pretty tricky, and then after that there just wasn't any really trades that I was comfortable with. So quick one for you today. Gapped up to all-time highs and then just sold off and then just melted down. Well, like sold off and then basically started falling. So pretty big seller in here, taking profits before the weekend. Kind of what I was saying yesterday's video. I kind of thought it'd rally and then sell off in today potentially. So I ended up just selling off beginning of the day and then just consolidate the rest of it. And found its support on 5-day, and 5 and 20 are right next to each other now. 5 is still above 20 though, so we're still bullish in that sense in the trend. And yeah, so profit taking today, and big seller just kind of kept grinding down this algo without much retracement at all. There's a couple little entries if you were being aggressive. I wasn't. IV started to come up quite a bit once we were, down quite a bit from our open. There was an entry that I saw like 10 minutes after, and it's anyways. So I had, let's see what I get here. I got white going on, I got purple, and I didn't get white until here, so I got white right in here for a potential bullish controlled buying, or sorry, bearish controlled buying. Then I had this real mellow red one right here, so that's a bullish control. Wasn't sure on that one. And then we had gold, which was aggressive buying. So anyways, by the time I did this, it completed a cup. And then, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll look for a little handle. It came down as low a day. So I'm like, all right, it's just build liquidity here. I'll just wait for a head one way or the other. And then grab it when it grabs it, basically. So my mind just wasn't quite there and looking for the downside play, even though it made perfect little move right here, breaking the white, which, yeah, I'm not gonna take it on breaking the white because again we just made the cup, so that could be a handle. But then it completed the inverse cup, and then it came up and bounced and found the white as resistance. So the entry right there on white as resistance would have been really nice. It was just a tough one. So once we start seeing big candles in either direction, it's a good idea just to look out for the inverse of that. Is this a head? Is this a stop out? So a little range like this, just looking for that is, yeah. So as you see, I put my gold in here thinking, okay, this is probably gonna break out this way, and then I'll get on a retest. That's what I was thinking. So I wasn't even quite paying attention to the fact that it broke the white here and then came up and perfectly retested it there. So an entry here for puts, and then could be this one for your stop, or the purple. But that was the main entry. I mean, of course you could have entered here on the white, but to me that's way too close. The risk to reward there is not there, since it is in this one. So then at least that was what I had in there. Maybe that was too flat of a channel. Maybe it was more, maybe it was steeper than that. I don't know. So yeah, once it came down there, it was like, all right, then it's just selling in this. And then later I had green that I found. I didn't find it here. Didn't find it till way down here, I think. Green was just my next color. Or where did I see it actually first? I think it was here. Yeah, and then I put it in up here, just trying to see where there could have been another spot for an entry if it did build a little liquidity. No real good structure though. I mean, it was very tiny, like tiny head, little shoulder, and grabbed it on that. So I was just kind of trying to see. And then I did repeat the red here, so could have gotten on a drop there. Just trying to go back and see where potential entries could be. On kind of a trend day like this, small retracements are pretty often. I didn't have this green one at that point. I only had white, and it really it was just too small of ranges for me to get in. This would have been the entry right here. And after that, it was like, it's a bit of a chase. I mean, you can do it. It's just, yeah. And even this purple, it was pretty far away from that purple on the top side. So Yep, then just grind it down, and I got a different white one down here then, less aggressive, but I don't think that one's really used. And I was basically not really looking at it for all this, which is good because this is just junk. Good time to sell options. Friday's a good time to sell options, typically, I'd say. So I didn't do any trades in there. Here's a 5-day. I suppose there's a head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulders here. This is just such slow price action. Even though the range is pretty big, so that's the thing. When the range is larger like this, you can just catch little moves. And I almost caught a little move in here, but I didn't. Yeah, actually on this candle I was going to get called because it was engulfing, and I was waiting for that bounce. Here was 5-day, but then I was like, well, should I wait till it breaks this purple? And then it actually perfectly rejected it, so I was like, I guess I could get puts up here. And I was like, I'm just gonna wait. So that's fine. Waiting is good. So didn't get into anything there. And then towards end of day, since I wasn't really trading around the computer all day today, it was yeah, I was distracted. I was actually playing a game. And I saw this happen and it started to grab that shoulder, so I actually got puts right here. VWAP and final 30 minutes, I thought we potentially could have a move back down a bit, maybe to 5-day. It did come down, and honestly, I was just careless and didn't close it. And it hit my alarm here, and I closed it for a loss. This was like 20% up, 20 to 30 at some point, but yeah, like I said, I was just distracted with something else and should have been paying more attention. So that was the only trade I did. Here's a small account, $6, 23 cents to 17. Yeah, I guess just it went. I think it went like 30 something, like 31 cents. So would have been fine. Small end of day, little lotto, I guess, for the end of the week. Keep it small, keep it tidy. Thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money 6 round. Have a good weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Peace out.